So, and she was playing games with dude, like if I'm like a female be feeling like if you messing with a female sexually and she asks you to borrow some money, she feel like she don't have to pay you back because y'all messing with each other. You know what I mean? Like this how she was doing him. Or at least this what I think, because I don't know, but like she'll ask dude to borrow some money, right? But if y'all messing around sexually, then the female really think like she don't really have to pay you back. So, and then they might have been off and on. Like as long as they got their little thing going on, dude ain't tripping about his money. But then if she want to try to end whatever they got going on, then dude like, well, I want my money. So it could have been one of them kind of situations. I don't know. But it was definitely a violent situation. She was getting beat up all the time. And but I think dude name might have been on the lease. Cause if y'all getting into it all the time and the police is coming by the house, they gonna make dude leave unless his name on the lease. So dude name was probably on the lease. And then I was coming to get my daughter one night, and me and my ex-wife, we was supposed to be meeting at her granny house. So she didn't show up. I'm like, what the heck going on? Like what's up with her? So I'm texting her and stuff like this. I'm texting her like, you know what I'm saying? What's up? I ain't getting no response. I'm like, you want me to come over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You want me to come over there? She didn't respond. So I'm going over there, but I'm really going over there to like see what's up with my daughter, but also see what's up with her since she ain't responding. She didn't meet me where she supposed to meet me. So, and then her mom, but what I didn't know is her mom, my ex-wife mom had been keeping our daughter. I didn't know that though. Cause when her and dude had drama, her mom be the one keeping our daughter, but I didn't know that. So, and then I tell her mom, I'm finna go over there. And she was telling me that dude got his gun and all that. But I mean, I'm thinking about my daughter. So I'm not coming over there to beef or nothing anyway. I'm really just coming to check on my daughter. You know what I mean? See what the heck going on. Cause I'm supposed to be getting her and keeping her for the night. You know what I mean? So I go over there, dude come outside. Well, he didn't come outside, but he basically let me know he don't want me coming over there. This my house. Don't disrespect me. Be coming to my house. And I'm like, say, dude, I'm here for my daughter. You know what I mean? But he just let me know, don't be coming over here. I'm like, okay, I got you. He was like, you got me. Like you can have me right now. I said, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was being for real. I wasn't saying I got you, like I'm finna get you later. I was saying I got you, like I hear you, I understand. You know what I mean? So he was like, you can have me right now. You got me, you can have me right now. I said, it ain't like that. You know what I mean? And then I walked off and then I left. You know what I'm saying? But now I don't know if I was that calm though. I remember he had went back in the house, I guess like he was finna get his gun or something, and then he came back to the door. I'm like, this ain't about you, it's about my daughter. I was tripping, but I wasn't finna test dude though. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't finna test dude. She already told me that he had his gun and I didn't have mine. So I wasn't finna test dude. But if I wanted to get gangster, I would have got mine and then came back. But I wasn't trying to get gangster though. And plus when I left, she texted me. She was like, I'll let you keep her, whatever day, like the weekend or something like that. But then she started pressing me for money, where she wouldn't let me keep my daughter anyway unless I was giving her money. So it turned into that kind of situation. But yeah, man, I almost, if I would have been in love though, if I would have been in love with her, like, dude would have had to try to kill me or I would have tried to kill him, you know what I mean? Just because of how she allowed that. I ain't going to say she ran that play, but just how she let it go down like that, like somebody could have got killed, bro. Easy, you know what I'm saying? But so it got real messy, you know what I'm saying? It got real messy for a while. And other things happened, But anyway, man, God bless the dead, R.I.P. Um, but I will say when we got married, we was both living for the Lord. I will say that because somebody be like, well, if y'all relationship was so dysfunctional, why you get married? But I had committed my life to the Lord. She had committed her life to the Lord. So both of our lives had got cleaned up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I mean? Like that. And then our daughter, she turned out not to be biologically mine. She was married before I got with her. And then at some point when we was having problems, she got back with her ex-husband and then came back to me. You know what I mean? So it was a messy situation, man. You know what I mean? It was a messy situation. But all that stuff went down, man. But like I said, man, everything happened because my lust was being fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Because all the stuff we went through, like I should have been ended the relationship. But I still kept the off and on. All that was because your lust being fulfilled. And then what happened is you don't find another woman to fulfill your lust. So you go back to the same woman, or you let the same woman come back to you when y'all really not even relationship status. Y'all ain't even relationship ready. You know what I'm saying? It's a messy relationship, but you let it go on as a man because my lust being fulfilled. I don't know why the woman settled for that, but I know I settled for that because my lust was being fulfilled. But at the same time, I was never in love, because if I would have been in love, then when the situation started going sour, I would have got stupid or I would have got crazy. You know what I'm saying? But also during this situation, when we had the divorce and this other dude came in the picture, like I was totally committed to God. I was all the way in Christ. I wasn't on no player stuff. I wasn't on no pimp stuff. I wasn't messing with different chicks. I was totally committed to God. And even when we separated, I wouldn't have messed with another woman simply because of the fact of my commitment to God. Even though me and her was falling off, my relationship with God, I didn't want to have sex with no other females or nothing like that. And when I found out, and I didn't think she would have had sex with nobody else either when we were separated, because I thought her relationship with God was like the same as mine, but it wasn't. She wasn't quite where I was at in the Lord at that time. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it get real in the field, man. But all that happened because of lust. Because like I said, all the women I was dealing with, my lust was being satisfied. If a woman wasn't satisfying my lust, then I'm finna chunk the deuce to her. You know what I mean? And that's how I function when I'm in player mode. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's how that game go. You know what I mean? That was how the divorce went down, and yeah, you know what I mean? So it was a wild situation, but it could have turned ugly. Oh yeah, that's what dude was saying. He was like, man, you better. He was like, you better get up out of here, man. You better leave before it get ugly. I was like, all right, man, I got you. You know what I'm saying? But I really meant that. I didn't mean like threaten him, like, I'm going to get you later. Like, I was like, okay, I got you. He was like, what? You got me? You can have me right now. I said, it ain't like that. You know what I mean? Then I turned around. Oh, nah, he went back in the house. I walked off. He went back in the house screaming at her. Then he came back to the door. I'm like, this ain't about you. This about my daughter. And then I don't remember what happened after that. I guess he was just standing at the door. He was standing at the door, but he's still fussing with her. Then I just burnt out. And then that same night, I'm riding on 850. Some big dog, it's nighttime. Some big dog come out the wood. I hit the dog with the front right of my bumper. And then it's a big dog. And I hit the dog like on my right side of my bumper. And I just kept driving, and it ended up putting a dent in the back right door of my car. But that happened the same night, and it was like some big dog though. You know what I'm saying? So I know the devil was on me that night, and I was feeling a type of way. But I will say this though. If a dude I didn't see the gun, but my ex-wife mom said he had a gun. I didn't see it though. He didn't pull it on me. I will say that he didn't pull no gun on me. I don't know if he went to get the gun or get a knife, or I don't know, but I will say this, don't test nobody. It's the same, like I said, if somebody rob you at gunpoint, just give it up. And then if you want to get gangster, you can get gangster later. Like, don't be so foolish with your pride that you ain't got no weapon, and a dude got a gun or a knife, or dude got a weapon and you ain't got one. Don't just be so foolish with your pride that you put yourself in that situation to get messed up. If you want to be a gangster, then just wait till a better time and have your weapon on you and then handle it. Or if you just caught up in a situation and you ain't got no choice, don't just let a dude get you, at least put up a fight. But if you can avoid the situation, and then just come back when you prepared. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna too much test no dude. If a dude got a gun and I ain't got one, I ain't too much gonna test a dude. I'm gonna let a dude get that one. You know what I'm saying? And then, if I want to get gangster, I catch him next time around. But I didn't have no beef with dude. I didn't like the way the situation went down. I really kind of felt like I got punked. But I was just like, I don't know. Didn't nothing else make sense? Like, I could go get my gun and come back and shoot up the house, kidnap my daughter. Like, that's goofy. So I was like, I didn't like the way that situation went down though. Heck nah, I didn't like the way that went down. But it was what it was, Yeah, it was what it was, man. I ain't like the way that went down though. Then, because I didn't have my gun that night, I started back carrying my gun again after that night. Yeah. I was like, heck nah, ain't nothing like that finna go down. And then whenever I would meet her to go get my daughter and give her some money, I ain't know if dude was ever going to be with her trying to trip. So I made sure I always had the strap after that. And then there was one more situation where dude had beat her up real bad. And I came to get my daughter and I seen how beat up she was. And then some of her family came at the same time I was coming. And they was like, man, they was like, Clint, just take her. Just take her. Because, she got so much going on and dude beating all up on her. So I didn't give her the money that day. And I took my daughter and she had to get out of my way or she was going to get ran over. You know what I mean? So I burnt out with my daughter. And then, and I didn't give her the money. And that's really what she was mad about. The fact that I didn't give her the money that day. And then her and her brother was getting into it. They was just trying to get her out of that messed up situation, but you couldn't tell her nothing. You know what I mean? And so I had my daughter at my house, but I didn't have no paperwork. I didn't have no birth certificate, and I didn't sign the birth certificate. I didn't have she wasn't included in our divorce papers anyway. At first, I had her included in the divorce papers. Then I amended it and didn't put no child in the divorce paperwork. So the divorce was granted. So, our daughter was not in the divorce paperwork. I didn't have no birth certificate. I didn't sign the birth certificate. So, and I knew she was coming the next day to try to get our daughter. So I called the police just to get information. Like, if I'm the father of a child, can she legally come get the child? They was like, nah, if you're the father, then she can't make you give her the child. So I'm like, oh, shoot, bet. You know what I mean? So I knew she was coming. And then I called the police just to have the police meet us at my mama house. So the police can tell her, like, nah, you don't have the right to take the child from him. He's got the right to keep the child. So I'm thinking it's all good. Like, I called the police just to mediate the situation. At first, I was talking about shooting her if you come by the house, and then I was like, nah, forget that. I'm gonna let the law handle it. But what I didn't know was I didn't have no paperwork proving I was the father. So the police came there, and she showed them the paperwork, basically, that she's the mother, and there was no paperwork showing that I was the father. So the police made me give her our daughter. And she had the dude with her, but the dude he wasn't saying nothing. He wasn't getting involved. So I had to give her our daughter the next day. And that's how that went. Then I called CPS. Cause I'm like, F that. This dude beating all up on her. I don't want my daughter around that. But I didn't know that my ex-wife's mom had been keeping our daughter. I didn't know that. But I'm like, I don't want my daughter around that. So I called CPS, you know what I mean? And she was mad about that. But I didn't know, they kept me in the dark about a lot of stuff, but that's how that went. But, so it was a crazy story. And then, so I'm going to leave that right there. Cause, everything else I wasn't really involved in. Nothing else that happened. But yeah, we made up after all that though. I mean, not made up like relationship, but I mean, we were still cool. I didn't wish no harm on her or nothing like that. And then tragically, she died in a car wreck. A lot of people die in car wrecks, man. It's more young people died in car wrecks than get killed, like gunshot, like in this area in East Texas, like it's more people die in car wrecks than shootings and violent crimes. A lot of people from high school died in car wrecks. Not that many people died in violent crime, but people died in car wrecks, took out a lot of people. A lot of people. I always ask for traveling grace, man, if you can, if it come to your mind. Okay. But anyway, back to what I was saying, though, kind of like a woman who need a man, she can end up in a bad situation. Women fall in love with a dude that's boop, beep, bop, boop, beep, all that there. You know what I mean? And dudes fall in love with a woman who, a woman can fall in love with a man and the man influenced the woman the wrong way, or the man just don't care about the woman. He cheating and doing everything he doing, the woman in love with him and she's suffering. But then it can go the other way too. A man fall in love with a woman who don't really love him and ain't no telling what she do. She set him up with another dude, rob him, or anything could happen. Sometimes somebody put that insurance policy on your head. You thinking they love you. They trying to get that insurance money. Like anything could happen. You know what I mean? Or a man fall in love with a woman and a woman influenced the man the wrong way because a woman got subtle influence. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, but anybody who fall in love with the wrong person, man, you finna go for a ride, an unpleasant ride. You did. But I always loved the women I was with, but I was never in love. I was never in love. And I still got a 50-50 mentality. A woman got to come in the door handling her own self, just like I come in the door handling mine. And then whatever we decide later on, if I'm going to be the only one working and she going to stay home and take care of the house, that's fine. But it ain't going to start off like that. You know what I'm saying? But if I see a reason and we both agree on it, that that's the best thing, then we'll do that later on down the line, but not off the rip. A woman have to be self-sufficient. And sometimes the man can be the one stay at home and watch the kids. It just depends on the particular couple. But I know, any female that I get with on something serious, like she got to be handling all her weight. She got to be financially stable, self-sufficient. You know what I mean? And then we go from there. You know what I mean? But, yeah. It got to be a woman who don't need a man, but she want a man. But she don't need a man to do nothing for her because she's self-sufficient. It had to be that kind of woman, you know what I mean? But what else, man? Yeah, I talked about that. I ain't gonna mention that. Yeah, I talked about that. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I ain't really got too much else to say, man. I'm finna shut it down. One thing I will say about pimping, though, I will throw this in there. Like pimping, the job of a pimp is more than what people think it is. You know, a pimp is the one taking care of all the stuff behind the scenes. Okay, like check this out. Like we worked at a group home, right? So we worked at a boys' home. So everything we did had to do with taking care of the kids. Like if you know, we got to make sure they get to school. If something happened at school, we got to go pick them up. If they got doctor's appointments, we the one got to take them to the doctor's appointment. You know what I mean? Anything revolving around the kids, we have to take care of it. That's how it is when you a pimp. You know what I'm saying? Anything that had to do with your women, you got to take care of it. The woman is the one running the play that bring the money. The woman is the one turning tricks, getting money. You know what I'm saying? But everything that had to do with taking care of that woman, that's on the pimp. The pimp got to make sure she got a place to sleep. You know what I'm saying? The pimp got to make sure she got a place to lay her head. You know what I'm saying? The pimp got to make sure she got clothes. It's just like a work uniform. You know what I'm saying? You make sure your employees got their uniform right. So the pimp got to make sure she got the clothes, sexy clothes and all that for work. She need food. Pimp got to make sure she's fed, got food, clothes, a place to stay. If she go to jail, the pimp the one gonna bail her out. If she got a court date, if she got to go to the clinic, you know what I mean? So the pimp takes care of everything behind the scenes, you know, getting y'all a place to stay, a motel room or a house, apartment. You know what I'm saying? If the woman checking enough money where you might get her a car, or you might have 2 or 3 bras and they share a car. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like the pimp is the manager. He take care of all the stuff behind the scenes. You know, and a pimp stay busy. A pimp job is never done. That's why they say pimping ain't easy. But the pimp, if he giving her all his pimping, he getting all his money out of them women. But he taking care of them. And then the pimp keep himself up. He gonna keep his women up. I go shopping for me. I'm gonna go shopping for them. You know what I'm saying? Keep their hair and nails done. You know what I mean? And it just depends on what kind of women you got. You might want to go with them and supervise them, but the more solid the chick, the less you got a supervisor. You know, you can give her some money and let her go shopping. Let her get her nails done. You know, long as she get back in time to, hit that blade or whatever and get that money, you know. But just like it's just like being an employer or a manager. You know, you got certain employees, you got to watch them a little closer than others. Because they might not, you know, stay on task. So you got to be a little tougher on them. Certain women, you know, that they going to do what they supposed to with no problem. You ain't got to be on them like that. But another person, you know, they might be new. You know what I mean? So you got to be on her, make sure she know what to do. And another female might be a little bit, have an attitude or something. So you got to stay on her, make sure she ain't trying to, you know, do something sideways or stash some of the money, you know, stuff like that, man. But like I said, it's women who don't know prostitute have to have a pimp, but it's prostitutes who want a pimp for different reasons that helps them. But you know, a pimp that's getting all the money, a woman ain't gonna have nothing to save unless she with more like a player type pimp, and he might make a deal with her where he getting money and she saving money. But you know, if a pimp giving you all his pimping, he want all his money. You know what I mean? So a woman ain't gonna save nothing, but she good while she with that pimp. But if she try to get away from the pimp or get away from the game, she gonna have to start from zero. You know what I mean? But that's just some knowledge about the pimp game, you know, and, you know, all that. But like I said, man, these women, it's women who they not just in a relationship for the companionship. They trying to find a man who gonna finance their life. You know, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand women like that. Or I was never the dude that's going to finance their life, but I ended up with some women who needed a man to finance their life, and I was never going to finance a life. I was never going to finance their life. So either they was gonna have to mess with other dudes who was gonna give them money, you know what I'm saying, or a female just be struggling with me because I ain't doing nothing for her. And then eventually, you know, we gonna have to part ways, and then she find a dude that's really gonna finance her life. Or she messing with a dude that's gonna finance her life while she with me. But I wasn't on no pimping. I just wasn't finna do nothing for no woman. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't finna finance no female. You know what I mean? I wasn't on no pimping. It just wasn't in me because I never seen it growing up. I never seen a man take care of a woman. Or I never saw the need for a man to take care of a woman. You know, so I was kind of slow. You know what I mean? But I wasn't really into that anyway. See, I'm not slow to that now, but I'm still not into that. And if a woman get thirsty on me, you know, I got the tendency to treat her like a prostitute. Like, you're not finna be asking me for this every day and asking me to smoke weed every other day and asking me to help pay your bill. You're not finna be doing none of that. If a female jump thirsty on me, she need me to do this and that, I got the tendency to just make an offer with her like a prostitute. I give you $50 for the mouth and the vagina, and we just go our separate way. Like that's how I got to. That's how my mentality got. You know what I'm saying? As I got more advanced in the game, just as a player, just an all around type of dude. And I give one more thing about my trickin adventures. So my trickin adventures, I found myself in I found myself in the massage parlor, right? You know, I'm getting rubbed up on. I see the signs that say no sex, you dig? So I'm getting rubbed up on, you know, I'm trying to see a nice little attractive Asian lady. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to see what she talking about. I'm trying to see what she talking about. I'm like, no sex? I said, I forgot what I said. I was like, y'all don't do nothing else? She was like what? I was like, no sex? No blowjob? Oral sex? She was like, no. I was like, all right. Then I had to turn over, like she rubbing my chest and my stomach. I'm like, you want to rub down there? Like pointed at my private parts. I'm like, because I ain't had nothing but a towel. I'm naked, really. But they got the towel on me. So I'm like, you want to rub down there? Point at my private parts. She like, no. I said, all right. just trying to see what's up. But everybody not into that. You know, some of them, depending on where you go, you might get a little extra, little happy ending or whatever they got going on, but everybody not into that. Or sometimes it depends on the person too. You know, if you come in there looking rich, you know, who knows? But I just come in that mud kind of thugged out, but I got that bag though, trying to see what's happening. But that was just some stuff I tried, man. Tried once in a lifetime, you know, in my trickin adventures. But trickin definitely has its place, man. But I wouldn't want to make no habit out of it. You know, I wouldn't want to make no lifestyle because that trickin will suck up your bag. Huh? What happened to the prodigal son? Say he spent all his substance, riotous living. Then the older brother was mad when he came back and he got into detail. Not just riotous living, but he wasted his substance with harlots. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It'll mess around and get in your bag, all that too much tricking, you did. But man, I think that's it, man. I wanted to tell my divorce story. Hold up.